And hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Coffee with Wes for this Wednesday, May the 21st, 2025. And hey, listen, let me say I was happy to receive your comments yesterday. Y'all were involved in some other activities, and I heard from people from a lot of different places. So I just thank you for that, and I hope your Wednesday's getting started really well. Anyway, let's gather around, let's get a refill, and we'll get started. Oh, let me ask you this. This is always a question I have. What are your thoughts on a coffee refill? I mean, unless the cup is empty, when you go to refill it, the coffee gets warm or even less. I mean, you're at the restaurant, right, and they come around, the waitress or waiter comes around, they want to fill your cup up. Hey, can I get you some more? And you look at your coffee, or I do, look at my coffee cup and think, well, I'm going to finish this first, or I hurry up and drink it down as quick as I can so they can put some hot coffee in. But I like to drink hot coffee hot. Now, I like iced coffee. I like cold coffee. But if it's cold coffee, I want to drink it cold. If it's hot coffee, I want to drink it hot. Anyway, tell me your thoughts. What about the refill? Do you get a refill, or do you wait until it's empty before you refill the cup? I know they say that there's nothing like that first sip of coffee in the morning, right? That first sip, because it's the hottest and it's just so soothing and just necessary to get your day started. Okay, enough of that. Let's go on and let's take a look at what we have before us today. So the big idea, what we're sharing today, is that God's presence is more powerful than any visible opposition. The presence of God in your life is more powerful than any opposition that you might be facing as you go through your day. So here's a little bit of a background. Here's a little bit of where we've been this week. The city of, I think it's Dothan, I'm pretty sure, is surrounded by enemy forces, the king of Syria's forces. They're all after Elisha, who has been leaking the very top secret military plans of the Syrians to the king of Israel. So they're all after him. And one day, old Gehazi, the servant of Elisha, I think that's who they're referring to, looks out his windows and he sees they're being surrounded by the enemy force. And then in 2 Kings chapter 6, and that's where we're camping this week, in verse 16 that we read yesterday, Elisha said, the man was panicking, but Elisha said, "Don't be afraid, for those who are with us outnumber those who are with them." Remember, that's a great verse. You need to circle that verse. You need to write it down. You need to memorize that. Put that in your memory banks. And then verse 17 says, "Then Elisha prayed. He said, 'Lord, please open his eyes and let him see.' So the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he saw that the mountain was covered with horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha." So in verse 17 here, Elisha is praying to the Lord that his servant's eyes would be open, and suddenly the servant sees the horses and the chariots of fire all surrounding Elisha. You see, God had already stationed his army, and it was already there, but the servant needed not physical vision to see, but he needed spiritual vision to see what was going on. Okay, so what do we do with this, right? What do we do with this? If I tell you, hey, listen, whatever you're doing right now, just stop, go to the window if you're at home or at work or wherever you are, just look out the window and look for the horses and the chariots of fire. Are you going to see them? No, probably not. But this passage does have meaning for us, because oftentimes we are blind to the protection of God that surrounds us. We're just blind to it. God's presence, God's power is there, and it's working behind the scenes. We're overwhelmed. We're going to be taken down. We've reached the end of the line. We've reached the end of our rope. You get my picture. We're at rock bottom, and we think everything's going to implode. At those moments, we need to pray as Elisha prayed. Lord, open my eyes. Lord, let me see. And then we will begin to see not just the problem is there, but we'll begin to see also the power of the one who is for us and not against us. Lord, open my eyes so that I can see your power and your presence that surrounds me and protects me. Our thought for the day, all right, this is what we're going to take with us on this Wednesday, the middle of the week, right? We need this because we're running down. We're running out of gas. What you see may scare you. There's a lot to be scared of. What you see may scare you, but what you don't see is even greater. Remember this. God is fighting for you right now, right at this very moment. Take that thought with you as you go on this Wednesday, folks. I hope you have a great day. I hope you get things done today and you're able to be very productive. And also tell me your thoughts on refill or no refill, empty or add some coffee while it is still there. You make the call, you let me know, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Okay, bye for now. See you again real soon about this time.